Hello, Ombute Devi here. How is everyone? How is everyone? Wow, I just came back from walking in the rain. We got a unexpected rain, so that was beautiful. Yeah, welcome to my channel. Let's see what's coming down the pipeline here, right? We're going to do practice. Absolutely. Why do practice? Why not? You know, if we want to really come into access, and if we want to create spaciousness, and if we want to affect positive change, then this is what we have to do, right? We got to access that within us that can actually affect the positive change. And, you know, I'm all about, right, accessing and using your biology as your highest technology, right? It rhymes too. But why do this? Well, your heart. Your heart. When we talk about authenticity, first of all, what is that? Like authenticity. You know, the courage to be yourself in the moment, in any context, is to be authentic with what's moving in you, your authentic self-expression and how you feel. Like I sometimes get this movement, and it's an internal conflict sometimes because I get thinking and I think, oh, am I authentic if I'm sporting all these different expressions of how I look outside? For example, I've worn wigs since I was 3 years old. And I wear them like I wear clothes, like depending on what the mood I am, how I want to express myself. And that is authentic. That is my authentic expression, right? I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm just using the physicality of me to express motions in me, the current in me. And so that's why I want to come back to that, because there's been a lot of movements, and I even posted it on my Facebook, and I realized that, wow, it's became something that a lot of people had responses to, about laying down labels and identities and handles. What's your handle? And just coming into being, like human being. What is that these days, right? And I don't think we can actually say what it is if we're not really sure how it is to be it, right? We have an idea of what it is, but every moment is unfolding anew. So when I talk about positive change, making positive change in your life, opening up the breath into the heart to activate that transformative power, that essence that is the same force as the universal creative force itself, right? And it sounds so magical and mystical and spiritual and all of that, but when it comes down to it, it is the practice of courting your own inner current. It is the practice of courting your own inner creative current with your breath, with your awareness, to amplify, right? Amplify so that you can actually access that energy, right? And And today there's like so much out there about, the process of becoming and the shadow work and all these self-help, self-hope practices that we are in, how to make $1 million in 6 steps, and there's all these things, right? And apparently people have done this, otherwise they wouldn't be sharing these offerings and these guidances. And I'm in awe in all of that, it's really fantastic. So authenticity and dropping labels, why? Because they're only related to the past experiences, right? Which is, it's fine. But I think we're being asked to lean into a presence that we're a little scared about, apprehensive about. Because who are we now? Do we have what we need to meet the invitation to root down into the essence of us so that we can stand up for our own human spirit? It's our birthright. So moving into the current. And so these technologies that I love teaching and sharing, they're ancient practices, and it's what is actually going on already. But when we are intentional, awake in it, we can amplify it. And when we're stuck in a particular frequency, in a particular story, in a narrative, and our nervous system is just arrested in a place that is a response from a lot of stress, not positive stress, negative stress, then it's really hard. It's hard to affect positive change. It's hard to just think good thoughts. But we got to practice a place, an inner place. We got to practice being in an inner place that actually frees the energies up so that we can use them, for positive and amplification of what we already have within us. And what we have within us is the exploration. Because what is it now? What is it now? What's the current? When we're walking from head to heart, what are we following? We're following the breath. And we come into the heart. And we're opening the heart through the breath and activating a renewal emotion. All that's really good. This is what we have to do to come into that place where we come into touching that current, right? We're going to do that, and we're going to bring a little bit more awareness to it. Because it's not only about slowing down the breath and coming into a relaxed state and coming into beta, which is a beautiful state of mind where we have access to intuition and access to creativity. We have access, right, to higher cortical awareness, thinking, right? Problem solving, right? It opens up our perspective a little bit. That's access. But we have to come into a coherent alpha. Coherent alpha is where everything else aligns. When we are coherent, think of it as the balance. Think of it as an orchestra that's just playing their notes, randomly. When you come in, then they're like tuning up, and you're like, oh yeah, everybody's doing their thing. But then right? When the maestro comes and the conductor comes and he gathers everyone in to this coherent movement, and then it becomes a symphony. And that symphony amplifies each other, right? Each note gets amplified through the coherence of each other. So think of it as that inside. So your psycho-emotional physiology becomes amplified, right? High functions much better, right? Meaning that you're not using so much of your vital force to do these very mundane, easy tasks of just your everyday movements, right? That you already know. And you don't need all that extra energy to just anchor down and hold down yourself. You know? That you're actually leaning into the experience of the day fully and wholly. So, finding that authentic current within you, that is what I am inviting you to do. If you're interested, right? If you're interested. When we come into these movements, it's the beginning. It's the beginning to actually change, to transform, to change, to shift into a higher frequency. And when I say we can measure it. We can actually measure it. And it has so many biological benefits. Unbelievable. Right? But what does it do to us as an experience, like subjectively? It brings us into a ground, an inner ground, where things that is sharp in our life, edgy, hard, heavy, lifts. And we get spaciousness. And we start to have this inner confidence in our own being. We start to root down to a knowing, which is different than believing. Right? This is cognitive knowing. It's just knowing, direct knowing through having a direct experience with your own current, your vital force. Right? Let's go. So, if we start with just a beautiful posture, so that we are sitting upright with an upright spine, like neutral spine, I call it erect spine, with everything else just soften around it. And allow yourself then to feel gravity, to bring yourself to the awareness of that you are actually weight, that you have weight, that you have taking up space. And just feel that. And once you allow yourself to really feel and be aware of that, it's this like softening to that surface tension, right? That is created from just being in relation to gravity, right? But every once in a while we need to exhale from and just relax. And let gravity give us a big hug. I say, let Mama give you a big hug. She wants to keep you safe and grounded so that we can rise from there, right? We gotta have a firm foundation to rise from. And let's bring our breath. Let's fly or ride the breath into our hearts. So rest your awareness on your breath, on the current of your breath into the heart. And as you land there, have no expectation, love. Just innocently, just land in your heart. And anything and everything that might arise, soften to that. Meaning that rest your awareness in those acknowledgement, in the sensing of it. And let's open up the breath. So let's take a breath in. And let's hold it. Let's hold it. And let's soften the chest and just saturate. Let's saturate that breath. And soften inside and soften inside. And then slowly exhale. And then let's take another breath. One of those delicious life breaths into the heart. And then hold it. Hold it. Hold it and soften inside and let that heart just be saturated with that breath. And then easy and gently. Let's do one more. And hold. And out from the breath or from the heart. Just come into that breath and let it roll in and out from the area of the heart. You can open mouth, chest, through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. We don't have to be specific today. Just gently come into the heart with the breath. And now, just notice where you are, love. Just notice where you are here. This is the courtship. And soften deeper. Soften deeper. Now these movements, simple, right? We have to do them to have the experience of spaciousness, to cultivate spaciousness, to cultivate deeper awareness. We gotta practice. We gotta practice deeper awareness to have it. We gotta practice spaciousness to gain it. You don't go to the gym once a month. Well, maybe you do. But, if you want to change something, if you're committing to courting your own inner current to amplify that which you already have within you, then you decide, this is what I'm doing. Like if you were courting anybody else, a man or a woman, you put time aside for it. Or if you were, trying to go after a job or a career, you put time aside for it. It's the same here. So here, when we're in the heart, right here, let's open up and activate a feeling of renewal, care, compassion, yumminess, goodness. Let's see. Could you remember a place where you felt completely fulfilled? Like after some great times with friends, your heart feels full, right? Your social emotional plexus are like sparkly little stars. They're just lit up, You just feel connected and belonging, and it feels good. Or after the lovemaking with your beloved, you feel seen, met, touched, right? After you consumed each other, you're just satiated. And there's no need. You don't have any need. You're just being. You're just in the joy of being. How about that? Let's activate that feeling of just in the joy of being. The goodness of us. So we are on our way. Bring that feeling up into the heart. And then once you have the feeling, that current, I feel it. Soften to it. Let go of anything that is associated with it and just allow that raw current to be felt. Just simmer in that raw current as you just breathe softly and just rest your awareness in the current. You're in coherence, love. You're in delicious coherence. And this ripples out to us all. Not only to all your systems, every cell, nook, and cranny. But now we take this feeling and we open up the breath and extend this feeling out into the field of us, out into the electromagnetic field, right? The toroidal field. The heart, the extended heart, right? There. We put it in there. We put it in there. See yourself just radiating this yumminess out into the field. Because you can. You can. Regardless of circumstance. Right now you can. You can do this. It's available for you right now, right here. And every time you do this, you are changing the reality inside to a higher frequency reality. And you are activating your unique codes for co-creating your reality outside of you. So that's the beginning. Those are the first 3 steps. Easy peasy. We're just gonna do it more often. Right? So you can rest here in the yumminess. Now let everything go. Let everything go. Right? Just sit. Sit for a moment and feel your feet, feel your buttocks. Just feel the connection with Mama again. This is authenticity. This is as real as it gets. Courting your own light, your own energy, your own electromagnetic pulse, your innate intelligence opens up in your favor for the betterment of you. Yeah. This is how we start to approach ourselves. This is the beginning to approaching our divine spark. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. What happens in our being is beyond our understanding on some levels. And on some levels, we know a lot. Through the science today, through peer-reviewed studies today, right? Through just you and I knowing certain things without having to put words to it. We've had experiences. We know intuition. We know direct knowing. Right? We know mystical experiences when they happen. We know. And this is natural as a human being. This is natural. This is a natural experience that we have over and over again. So this is the beginning to coming in to affect positive change, right? And so the courage to love, this is it. Having the courage to love, right? Because that means that the courage to be love. Right? Yeah. So much love here. Have a beautiful beautiful, beautiful rest of the weekend. And see you next time. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So much love.